Joe Burns.
Thank you, Dean Becker, and thank all of you. I extend greetings to President Karbari and Drs. I totally was going to practice that, Elzenbauer, Lamas, and all the UTA administration, and a sincere thank you again to Dean Becker for her warm welcome, and to Dean Ryan for the invitation to join you here today in this very beautiful University or College Park Center. It's a fantastic building. I'm going to be talking for a few minutes to those of you on the floor, but I don't want to go any further without acknowledging those of you who fittingly surround us and envelop the folks sitting on the floor. I want to thank the families that are here in support of today's graduates. I know yours is a shared sacrifice, not only financial, but of your time with and time supporting your loved ones who are graduating today, and all of us here, thank you for that support. Originally, the university invited Stephen Colbert to deliver your commencement. I'm sure you've seen on YouTube his many graduation speeches where he doles out helpful guidance with quotes like, the best career advice I can offer you is to get your own TV show. It pays well, the hours are good, and you're famous. Well, after all, self-indulgence, fame, wealth, aren't those the reasons you all went into social work and urban planning? Especially the wealth, because you know you're all about to get really wealthy starting this afternoon. And when it comes to self-indulgence, really, why should we do our own navel-gazing when Mr. Colbert can do it for us, in character, in a grand style, for about 200 grand for 12 minutes? Oh yeah, 200 grand. Therein was the problem. $200,000, that's more than President Karbari makes in a month. Yeah, I have a feeling my car probably just got towed. No, we could invest that money back into the university and these programs that you have been in for all these years. The School of Social Work, SUPA, at least one of those two schools will still be here in a year. And really, 1 out of 2 ain't bad. Of course, we all remember that the last big upgrade that the School of Social Work building got, you all remember that, right? When the School of Social Work building got an upgrade? It went from tan to beige. Well, Dean Ryan has just announced a new capital campaign for the school to make the next big leap, to taupe. Yes, nothing says Tier 1 like taupe. Those Engineering Research Center guys across the street sure are going to be jealous. So in foregoing the lavishes of a Colbert commencement, how instead did UT-Arlington decide to honor your years of consistent hard work, your dedication and commitment to your education, your laudable achievement of completing this degree that in mere moments will be conferred upon you? They asked a guy who took 12 years and 3 universities to finish his undergrad, and so far his only accomplishment for a graduate degree has been to fill out 3 essays for admissions and to take the GRE. They asked me, but I am honored to be here. Yes, I am days away from starting my graduate degree, and I've been asked to come here and tell those of you finishing your degree that I know what the last 2 or 3 or 4 years was like for you, and the truth is I don't. And more importantly, I'm supposed to tell you what the future holds. Unfortunately for all of us, I really don't know that either. For you are closer to your own future than any commencement speaker ever will be. You're minutes away from a new start. I'm days away from assembling IKEA bookshelves in a place where it snows 6 months out of the year. But when asked by Dean Ryan to stand in for Stephen Colbert at a much lower rate, it took me less than a second to say yes, because I do have something to share with you, and it does pertain to your future. A very simple message, wrapped in one brief personal story, because, you know, commencement speeches are supposed to be didactic. We all like didactic learning, or at least probably the social workers like didactic learning. They're nodding. The city and regional planners are hoping that I'll do a traffic study first. Besides didactic, commencement addresses are full of cliches that we dust off every May and December. Charges to what you are to do next, like work hard. Dream big. Follow your passion. Be true to yourselves. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to be a cynic. All of that is very, very nice. But if you don't mind, I'm going to dispense with it. I'm fairly certain that in my Crowley High School graduation and at my Texas Wesleyan graduation, that someone dressed similar to me in this fancy robe. It may have been a man, may have been a woman. I really don't remember. But he or she probably told me that hard work and to dream big and follow my passion and be true to myself. But I really don't remember. The truth is, 15 years from now, you won't remember me either. Actually, 15 minutes after you're out of the UTA parking lot, you probably won't remember me. All right, the reality is most of you don't remember who I am right now. If you need to, there are programs. But I do want you to remember this. Do not fear being bold. Do not rob yourself of doing bold acts and the impact you will make in doing so. Again, do not fear robbing yourself of being bold and doing bold acts. Leadership frequently requires bold acts, but those bold acts come with risk, but also reward. Do you remember as a child how we used to run and jump and we were boisterous? We were bold. Remember how we used to call out playground injustices? The social workers are nodding their heads at the playground injustices. The super grads are redesigning the playground to reduce the physical impediments of playground injustices. But over time, we learn that there are risks to bold acts. Our teachers may reprimand us for speaking out. Our parents may punish us. Our friends may threaten to take away their friendship if we act outside of their expectations and social norms. Our employers may take away our employment. Our loved ones may threaten to take away their love. So over time, that call that we hear or that we feel to act bold, to call out the playground injustices of our adolescence and of our adulthood, gets suppressed. Because to lose a friendship, to lose a job, to lose someone's love are real losses that cause pain. And we learn to fear that pain and avoid the chance of it. I am on my 4th term on the Fort Worth City Council. Every day I field phone calls from constituents who are unhappy because their trash carts were knocked over by the trash trucks, or because there's potholes that need to be filled, or their sidewalks are broken. And my job, amongst a sizable number of other things, is to make those unhappy people happy. You're going to do that a lot in your lives, I suspect. My job description is an unwritten one. But nevertheless, I'm evaluated on my job performance every 2 years at our municipal elections. A few years ago, I read the story of a 13-year-old outside of Houston named Asher Brown. For a period of 2 years, a group of 4 boys with one ringleader punched Asher, threw him into lockers, threw him down stairwells, called him a faggot, told him his life was without worth. For 2 years. And one day, he went home and he got his father's shotgun. As a 13-year-old, out of his parents' closet, he put the end of the shotgun to his head and he pulled the trigger. He was 13 years old. In the following days, I read the stories of 4 different teens, stories similar to Asher's, who were taunted, called names, told their lives were without worth, who did the same thing, who got a garden hose in one case, tied it around a tree and stepped off of a ladder. In another case, emptied a pill bottle into his mouth. In another case, put a gun to his head. Those stories pained me greatly. They pained me because I had had a similar experience. After hearing these stories, I kept waiting for someone to fix this, to make this better. And it wasn't happening. Somewhat impulsively, one night at a council meeting, I took the microphone and I did something that's not part of my unwritten job description, that has nothing to do with trash or potholes or broken sidewalks or really anyone's expectations of what their council member should do. I told my own story about being a 13-year-old beaten up behind the Crowley High School gymnasium, of being called a faggot, of being told my life was without worth, and the fear, the shame, the self-doubt that it caused. In telling my story, I said that I wish I could go back and tell the 13-year-old Joel about the incredible life he had ahead of him. And it has been an incredible life. There are a lot of 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds and 15-year-olds out there waiting for us to tell them the same. And in doing so, I got a lot of what many people would consider rewards. I got to go on the Ellen show. I didn't get to dance with her, but she's kind of fun anyway. I got to go on Matt Lauer. I got to be on all these interesting news shows, and I had an elevated profile for a while. But the real reward was the people that I came in contact with and my relationships. I had hidden something that had happened to me when I was 13 that I was too ashamed to share until I was 41 years old. And sharing that got me back in integrity with my mom and dad, with my family, and I have a different relationship with the people who love me because I was honest. And I also have a relationship with countless people from around the world. Over 3 million people have seen the YouTube video of my council comments that night, something that I truly expected would only be seen by maybe 1 or 2 really bored Pascal High School students who had nothing better to do but watch municipal access cable. Obviously, a lot more people saw that. I've received 20,000 emails in the last 4 years. I still get them every week. I got one today. But I want to tell you about an email I got last year. It was last fall. It was from a young man who grew up in a small town in Texas. And he told me the story of being a 16-year-old and being afraid and making plans to take his own life. Last fall, he had just turned 19 and was a freshman at the University of Texas at Arlington. He is alive today. He may even be in this room. I didn't set out to be an example to some 16-year-old in some small town in Texas when I ran for city council. It was not part of my job description in 2007 when I put my name on the ballot. But those experiences, those stepping outside of people's expectations, have changed my life. In your lifetime, you will not right every wrong. You will not fix every playground injustice, no matter how well you redesign the playground, super guys. But you will be faced with opportunities to step outside of people's expectations, sometimes outside of your job description, and change people's life. You must be present to those opportunities, and you must make a choice to act, and do so selectively. Again, you can't fix every wrong. You might also want to work hard, to dream big, to follow your passion, to be true to yourself. But do not fear life's opportunities to act boldly. They may not only change your life, they may change the lives of the people around you. Thank you all very much. Congratulations for your years of hard work. And don't be afraid to act bold in the coming years. Thank you very much.